All right, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to focus specifically on the ADSR envelope generator and examine in detail just exactly what it does, because I don't feel like I really covered its full nuances before. And this is a really integral part of standard synthesizer setup. So what we will need to do is watch the output voltage indicator is down here on the envelope section of the life-forms, and that light indicates the envelope level, and it lights up when I press a key because it's internally patched inside here from the MIDI module, and I have an input coming from my keyboard controller. So when I press a button, you'll notice that the gate light lights up, and it goes out when I release the key. And the gate voltage is high when the key is pressed down, and it's low when the key is released. That's being sent to the envelope, and the envelope right now, it's set to mimic the gate. Attack is set to minimum, and release is set to minimum. So it opens when the key is pressed, and it closes when the key is released. Follows the gate exactly. If I were to take the gate output directly from here and patch it in to my VCA, I would get the same result. I should. Oh, no. The in is supposed to be the audio signal. I need to patch it into the CV in if I want to control the VCA. That's an easy mistake to make, as you can see. There we go. Seems quieter. Huh. I suppose that means that the voltage coming from the envelope is slightly higher than the gate signal voltage. I didn't know that until just now. The things you learn when you monkey around with this stuff. Anyway, ADSR stands for attack, decay, sustain, and release. I'll go through them one at a time, with the envelope just controlling the VCA, voltage controlled amp, which is essentially a volume control that's controlled by voltage. If I turn up the attack time, you hear the sound fade in. I turn the knob up. It takes longer. Turn the knob down. That's attack, and it just controls the amount of time it takes for this voltage to go from 0 to maximum when it receives a trigger. Then I'm going to skip down to the bottom, the release time. Release, as you might surmise, controls how long it takes for the envelope voltage to drop back down to 0 after the gate goes off. So when I release a key, now I'm getting a little fade out at the end, and I can control the length of that, make it hang around for a long time. And if you play multiple keys like that, it may not completely decay before the next keystroke, so you get sustained effect. Now here in the middle, the decay and sustain, these are controls for parameters that occur while the gate is open. Decay controls the amount of time it takes to get from maximum voltage after the attack slope. How long does it take to get from that peak down to the sustain level, which you set right here? Now, if I adjust this, but I leave sustain at maximum, you don't hear anything because the sustain level is the same as the attack level. However, if I turn sustain down, then you hear it kind of it's kind of hard to hear. I'm gonna turn the attack time up a little bit. Turn the sustain level down. So you can hear it kind of reaches maximum volume, and then it goes down to the sustain level, and it'll stay at that sustain level until I release the key, and then it stops. So if I turn up my release, then I get a nice little fade away at the end. And these two middle parameters, the decay and sustain, I mean, they're kind of this slow-mo modulation. They're really only useful if you're doing, a long sound that you want to change over a significant period of time, for pads, or if you're playing chords or something like that. I patch in my second oscillator in here and see if we can get a nice chord. Oscillator 2 does not move on its own. You have to send it volts per octave to make it change pitch along with the keyboard. I didn't cover this either. It's not really relevant to the envelope, but there's a glide knob over here that is sometimes called Portamento, and it allows the voltage to sort of slur from one value to another. With that turned all the way down. But if I turn it up, you'll hear the pitch sort of smear and increase the Portamento time. It'll glide from one note to another. Good for that kind of outer space type of stuff.